Last week, I asked my friends to write an article for the SCP Foundation. Today, on Halloween, I present to you those very, very creatures.
Well, oh wait, hold on, I have to get my spooky voice on.
Oh god. Alright, yeah, get prepared. You're gonna be our reader of the sacred texts this evening.
Hello, child. So...
I was thinking more like Nightmare Before, or like Night Before Christmas narrator. I guess it is Halloween, so this makes more sense.
Yeah, okay, so my idea is that, I'm titling this video, Me and the Boys Join the SCP Foundation.
It's gonna be really sad if it's just you and me.
No, I read Kaiju wrote an SCP, so we'll just have to wait for him, and then we can start the video. I don't know about Ian. Have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you and the boys, and it's two other people.
Me and Broadcast join the SCP Foundation.
Me and Broadcast join the SCP Foundation, and Kaiju waves hello from the driveway.
Kaiju is in prison, set to death row, and employed by the Red.
Kaiju drops us off at the SCP.
He just gives us sacked lunches.
Now you kids behave, alright?
Don't go messing with 106 or 682. And can you bring me back some of that 999? Man, I'm depressed. Oh god, if I spent as much time as I did reading SCP articles as on like reading actual books, I would be a little bit smarter, but now I just know a bunch of weird stuff.
I'm gonna post the link to mine. A few things to note. It's not very long. I only remembered we were doing this last night. So that's when I squeaked like half of this out.
Fair enough.
I did the other half in the middle of class today because I finished early. I don't even know if the link to this Google Doc is gonna work because I'm like an idiot. So let's find out.
Alright, so I got mine set up. We're just waiting on Kaiju. Can you text him or something?
I mean, I can message him on Discord and tell him to put it back in his pants. Yeah, I just messaged him. I told him put it back in your pants. We're doing the reading. Now we wait.
Put your dentures back in your mouth, Grandpa. I'm just imagining an old man picking up chicks at a retirement home.
Trick or treating.
God. Making those jokes makes me glad that my sisters are no longer Girl Scouts.
Good lord. Why do you think they quit the Scouts?
We lived in Wisconsin, in a small town. There wasn't that much going on. This chastity belt won't contain me. Oh god.
These ropes can't hold me forever.
Imagine like a condom, but it's a noose for your dick.
Oh my god. That would be the most painful thing.
Oh, you could say you're hung.
Oh, dear lord. Dear lord.
There's this one guy at my high school who was insane. We had this giant, like, it was kind of like this wipeout thing. It was like it was kind of like a bouncy house, but it was like a wipeout course, right?
Yeah.
So it was in the lunchroom. There's a first floor and the second floor. There's some gaps so you can see from the second floor to the first floor. This man jumped off the second story onto the bounce house and booked it because the dean was just right next to him when he did it.
Oh my god. Legendary.
And later, I see on his Snapchat, he's doing the Teen Wolf, which is riding on top of his car. And he's the one driving it.
Oh, so if Kaiji is not gonna join which he still hasn't messaged me back. We might as well just do the reading here.
Yeah.
We might as well just end up doing like a podcast of you and me, since I'm the only one that ever shows up.
Kaiju drops us off at the SCP Foundation.
Yeah.
Or where we were.
Drops us off at the SCP Foundation.
Alright, I'll go with yours first.
Okay, I'm
Item-
excited for this one.
Item number SCP-071, aka Dr. Bad Touch. Object class Keter. Description: SCP-071 appears to be a muscular man in a tearaway doctor's costume. SCP-071 is an entity of pure sexual desire. It possesses the unique ability to sexually arouse anyone in its vicinity. Initially designated safe by the Foundation, SCP-071 was raised to Euclid on redacted after SCP-071 appeared to cause fatal orgasms for several Class B personnel. 3 Class D personnel, 2 females, 1 male, were subjected to SCP-071 and were carefully observed through a network of security cameras. Immediately upon entering the cell, SCP-071 began flirting with the Class D personnel. They began showing symptoms of intense arousal almost instantly, sweating, shaking, shivering, etc. Seconds later, SCP-071 removed his shirt, leading to intense orgasms in all 3 personnel. Once the personnel regained their footing, SCP-071 began sexual intercourse, leading to all 3 personnel sustaining orgasms. Wait. He didn't say with who. You just said he began. So, with himself, and they all...
Yes! The room. Everyone in the room.
The male specimen began experience orgasm for redacted minutes and redacted seconds. Oh my god, until their deaths. Upon investigation, the cause of death was revealed to be heart failure. The female subjects experienced overexertion, while the male subject experienced a lack of blood to the heart. SCP-071 was to be contained in an isolation cell, but after 4 hours of sexual inactivity, SCP-071's sexual aura grew in power, afflicting nearby personnel through foot-thick concrete. Its aura peaked at a radius of 3 miles in the course of only 5 minutes until a security team of 5 castrated Class 5 personnel entered the facility and provided SCP-071 with an industrial-grade sex doll. The incident led to SCP-071's class level being raised from Euclid to Keter. SCP-071 is to be contained in a maximum security cell, and is to be supplied with sex dolls and/or Class D personnel upon request, or when the doll/personnel expire. I will say there is an SCP similar to that. It's the name of the SCP is literally the gayest man alive. He like produces this toxin that makes anyone who breathes it in euphoric and willing to do anything he wants. Now he's not sexually active like Mr. Bad Touch.
He's nothing against Dr. Bad Touch.
But I will say there is a point in the article where he asks his sex slaves to stop breathing, and they do.
It depends, like, if Dr. Bad Touch suffocates first, or if the gayest man alive orgasms to death.
Yo, let this man face SCP-682, the Invincible Lizard.
He could give it a fatal.
His orgasm just rips it apart.
It's so powerful it just shoots through the planet.
What is the actual SCP-071? SCP-071. Also, did I turn on my voice mod? No, I did not. That's good.
If it was made by someone of culture, then it should be another sex one.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Is this what I think it is? Alright. SCP-071 is a metamorphic entity that possesses the ability to assume forms consistent with that of the observer's strongest sexual desire. Are you kidding me?
Yes!
Are you...
Yes!
What?
I'm a genius! Yes!
How did you accidentally rewrite an SCP?
I'm brilliant.
You
Oh my god.
You accidentally rewrote an SCP and gave it the same number.
I'm a genius.
Alright.
Oh my god.
However, it has shown the human subjects allowed to engage in sexual activity with 071 suffered rapid atrophy of muscle, skeletal structure, and brain function, with onset occurring 1 to 2 days after contact. So,
See, Dr. Bad Touch is greater because he only affects one bone to kill you.
I'm amazed by that. How did you rewrite an SCP and give it the same designation?
Oh god, great minds think alike, apparently. Oh my god.
How? Oh my god.
I'm very proud of that.
Kaiju is really missing out. My god.
Oh man, this is terrific.
Are you gonna send it?
I just gotta add the finishing touches, and then I shall.
Alright, well, while that's happening, I'll read you about Salty. Item number... I'll do my best SCP reader voice. Item number. SCP-5416. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-5416 is to be kept in a standard humanoid containment cell in Site 06-3. If SCP-5416 attempts to breach containment, the walls are to be heated to 233 degrees Celsius until SCP-5416 returns to a docile state. All personnel assigned to SCP-5416 must be Catholic. All personnel not identifying as Catholic must keep a distance of 50 meters from SCP-5416's containment cell. SCP-5416 is prohibited from coming into contact with any and all religious SCPs, limited but not excluded to SCP-343, SCP-076, SCP-073, and SCP-2852. If any known means of removing SCP-5416-1 from the internet and television are discovered, they are to be carried out with significant caution. If SCP-5416-1 is ever broadcasted onto a new channel on TV, said channel is to be restricted only to the Foundation. Individuals who view SCP-5416-1 are to be amnesticized. Description: SCP-5416 is a male humanoid standing at 2.2 meters tall and weighs approximately 227 kilograms, which I believe is approximately 500 pounds. SCP-5416 resembles a large blue book with the words Songbook written on the front cover in gold cursive. SCP-5416's face is located in the upper spine of the book and has appendages that resemble human limbs. SCP-5416 is susceptible to damage, especially incendiary equipment. However, SCP-5416 regenerates from any damage it receives. SCP-5416 prefers to be called Salty, and will refuse to continue conversation with anyone unless they call the subject by their preferred name. SCP-5416 claims to be the main character of a show by the name of Salty's Songs for Little Praisers, otherwise known as SCP-5416-1. SCP-5416-1 is a standard kids show where several children play and sing with the main character. All episodes have a heavy connection to Christianity, with SCP-5416 teaching the children about religion. Since SCP-5416 has been in containment, 16 new episodes have been released starring the subject, regardless of the fact that it has remained in containment. Publisher of the program is unknown, and attempts to trace the broadcast signal have failed. SCP-5416-2 is the designation given to all children who appear in SCP-5416-1. I can't say instances. Instances of SCP-5416-2 are reported to either be deceased, have gone missing, or in rare instances are in a vegetative state. SCP-5416-2 typically come from families that are either non-religious or follow a belief other than Christianity. Recovery. The nature of SCP-5416 and its anomalous properties were discovered on Redacted when a distraught Muslim family called 911 after seeing their deceased kid singing and dancing dressed as a candle on a Christian TV show. After thorough investigation, the SCP Foundation eventually found SCP-5416's stalking said family. SCP-5416 was captured and safely transported to its containment cell. And that's it. I put a lot of work into that.
It really read off like an SCP.
Other than the fact that I had trouble in the word instances.
Other than the fact you can't pronounce a 3-syllable word.
My tongue was starting.
Well.
Yeah.
I would read mine. I'm very proud of it, but like I don't want my parents coming in and questioning why it's like this.
I need access. I'm requesting it. There we go.
Alright. I don't know how to.
It'll send you an email from the Google account you used.
Alright. On the next episode of SCP Readings, broadcast gets a tech support lesson.
Hello, my name is Ryan from Tech Support.
Don't cut this. Do not cut this out of the video. Everyone has to sit through me being an idiot and not knowing how to use freaking Google.
I could put this at the end as a bonus clip.
That'll work. Tell them to tune out before they see this fiasco.